everybody? How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? We got Leagues Cup to talk about. The pros, the cons. What are your thoughts? All that kind of fun stuff tonight. Not all fun, though. Messy. Eesh. So we're going to get into a lot of that tonight. As always, the chat room is open, so everybody get active in the chat. But as always, I don't do this by myself. Everybody say hello to everybody's favorite uncle. Uncle Ed, how you doing?
Peter Brown. How's it going?
Good. So, Leagues Cup. There's a lot to talk about tonight. So, those of you that are watching, please get active in the chat. I'll start seeing you come in here over the next few minutes, and we'll say hi to you as we go. But it was. I mean, I've been at both games so far. Sweltering heat. It has been insanely hot in those states. And what's the deal with our section, Ed? That there is no breeze.
Dude, I don't know. That's fortunately, which by the way, we do have a construction video coming out, so you guys are gonna see that. But there's gonna be roof. I was getting to that right now. The roof is basically all up there. I guess if they wanted to, they could put up the tarp or whatever the hell that's gonna be. That's gonna be covering you. So we're not gonna have that problem. I would imagine they're gonna have AC, so it should be cooler. No.
You're not going to get AC in our seats. I don't think so. It's not a fully enclosed roof.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing I was going to ask you. So there's no AC. How are we going to? Okay, now we got a roof now, and
But
it
we got
gets
a
hot.
roof now. It's not that much different.
No, but it's going to be different because we're not going to get it in our faces. Right now, we're
I think we
getting that
still will.
sun in our faces.
I don't think it's as encompassing as you think it is. I don't
I
think
guess we're going to find out.
Well, yeah, we'll find out next year. But what I'm hoping is, and that they do this in some stadiums, is that there's like a gap between the end of the stands, then poles, and then the beginning of your roof, and their air can flow in. So I'm really hoping for that, because that doesn't exist at Chase Stadium. So hopefully we have some way to get air into there. So it's been hot, but Leagues Cup has been a lot of fun. Well, I'm interested in getting some thoughts in the chat on what do you think about Leagues Cup, because there's a lot of people that have a lot of thoughts on Leagues Cup. So, all right, I stalled enough. We got a few people in the chat, so let's say hi to those of you that are here. Okay, now it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go.
Oh, I can tell you.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs is in here. One World, One Goal. Nick Smith. And Kevin Gonzalez, hoping that the Messi injury is not too serious. Watching Leagues Cup matches now, and hopefully I'll be at Wednesday's game versus Pumas. Yeah, hopefully. All right. I've already got tickets for the Pumas game. Sports Shorts is here, our young viewer. Might not be active in the chat tonight, but because of fantasy football. But he drove past the stadium. Wrong football, Sports Shorts. So, yeah, Messi gets hurt pretty early in the game, Ed. I will bounce around, probably go way out of order of things, but that's just kind of the thought, with Kevin saying that, mentioning Messi's injury made me think about it. He goes down pretty early. I forgot exactly what minute, somewhere around 11 minutes or so into the game, 8 minutes, whatever it was. I would say non-contact injury, but the popular opinion is it was contact based off of the previous play that but that previous play was more kind of ankle area, if I remember correctly. And the reports are more like thigh-ish type of situation.
Yeah, I did see the what I saw. At least he walked out, so it looked like there was he was affected by it. And I guess it was he felt that he wasn't going to be able to continue playing the game, but he walked out fine.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it's nothing more than that'll probably take him a week or two to get
over.
That
One World, One Goal is saying it's just a tweak. He's fine. Well, one thing, you don't know that One World, One Goal. You don't know that. None of us know that. until he goes and sees the physician tomorrow, more than likely, I would assume. So,
Right.
you know, none of us know. Now, the thought during the game, if you watched our blog, our vlog during the game, I went on Twitter, and the popular opinion on Twitter was hamstring. So that's why I mentioned it on the game day vlog. But to that, Ron, to that point, put on the old man glasses here. There was a quote from DePaul about the injury, and he does say, at halftime, I ran up to him in the dressing room and asked, "Leo, how are you?" He looked at me with the calmness that everyone knows and said, "Don't worry, Rodri, just some discomfort in the thigh muscle, nothing serious." Now, I don't know how accurate this quote is, but somebody is like, I guess, transposing it from the Apple
Interesting.
TV interview.
Yeah.
So then it says, now we all hope for his return quickly. So Messi is saying nothing but some thigh muscle. So that would probably have nothing to do with that previous play, but I don't know. Anytime somebody goes down nowadays, especially when you're older, like Messi's no spring chicken, you assume he's definitely out of the game against Pumas. I would assume he's potentially out of the game in Orlando as well. And I know Orlando fans, because you see it on social media, always comment that Messi seems to miss the Orlando games quite often. I can't even remember if he's actually played in Orlando or not, but he's missed a few of the Orlando City games. So they have this opinion that he's scared of them, of course, right? That's their opinion, which is silly. But so you would assume he's definitely missing at least this game, more than likely the Orlando game. And my concern is 2 to 3 weeks could stretch into 4. Remember after that the Copa America, and then he had that golf ball ankle, right? We all knew it looked bad, but all the reports were like, it's nothing. It's nothing. And he was out for a long time. So that's my concern, is that they'll downplay it, and he'll miss a good chunk of games. Like Abhishek Jose is saying he will miss at least 6 games. So now Abhishek doesn't know that either, just like I kind of got on One World saying she doesn't know that. None of us know that, because even Rodrigo de Paul, who we had his quote, he's not a doctor. Messi's not a doctor. Nobody really knows at this point, but it is definitely concerning. How do we fare against a team like Pumas without Messi? Now, this game showed that the team definitely still has fight without Messi. And if you
Yeah.
watch the game day vlog, you saw me going through the emotions. 1 minute, I'm kind of like, oh, it's over. It's over, right? And then it's like, wait, we're back into it, But then even after all that, we just come out with 2 points, and is that enough? Because so many teams, scored a lot of goals. So if, for example, a team scores a bunch of goals in one game, and then we're tied with that team, and as far as points, they're ahead of us, because the points matter. So the one
Yeah.
good thing is currently we are, where is it? We are in second place currently
Right.
after 2 games. And most of the teams, well, there's still a big handful of teams that have only played 1 game. So Seattle could bump up, LA, Cincinnati, Colorado. They've all got 3 points. So if
We
they get
have to
an,
hope that some of these teams lose. Seattle for one, so they could be under us in points.
and
Or
that's the interesting thing. I talked about this a little bit in the game day vlog, that it's the format. So let's talk about this format. It's good in that we play the Mexican clubs. There is no playing against an MLS club, right? And that's kind of what you want out of this tournament. But you're playing against a Mexican club, but your points and your points total actually is competing with the MLS clubs that you're not actually playing. You're not actually playing the clubs you're in competition with. It's weird.
Yeah, it is really weird because we depend on a lot of results. I just saw somebody put in that Cincinnati's losing to Zip. That's good for us. Keep them down. They're a pretty good team that
Yeah.
they've had our number lately. So we need a win, man, because that's the only way we're going to assure our advancing. The most we could do is what, 8 points with another win.
Yeah. Yeah. We can get 3 points, and that would bring us to 3, 6, 8. Yeah. I could do math
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh,
But there are teams that might win all 3 games, and let's hope that they at least lose, and that in the next game we'll be able to score some goals. Hopefully win and
and
score
that's
goals.
that's the weird thing, because so naturally for me, I don't know if anybody in the chat is like me, but naturally when it's a tournament like this, when you're playing against another league, I'm cheering for my team. But if my team is not playing, then I'm cheering for my league, because it's still my country, right? It's I want my league to do better. But that is not the case here.
Mm-mm.
I have
I'm
to cheer for every Mexican club that we are not playing.
That's what I'm doing too, unfortunately,
It's
because
weird. That's all I could say. It's weird.
we depend on the results, and it's really annoying, man. And there's only 4 spaces. You basically have to win all 3 games, and we're already 1 point behind.
And this is a weird thing. I'm torn because part of me says we need more clubs to qualify for the next round. Make it 8. But then we always have this complaint. A lot of people have this complaint in MLS Cup that too many teams qualify. It's too easy to qualify. So here they've made it harder to qualify, and yet we're still complaining that, hey, it's too hard to qualify. What's
Yeah,
that
it's
happy
true.
medium?
It's gonna be tough, man. We do definitely need to win. Without Messi, it becomes more difficult to win. Um, you know, the, I'm glad to see DePaul stepping up. He did both assists on both goals. We need people like him since Messi might not be around, they need to step up and help out. Hopefully Luis Suarez can score.
God. I
Um,
saw some people really enjoying it seemed like and social media, some people were cheering on Suarez. I don't know. We watch It is so funny how everybody watches the games, because one person will sit here and say, "Oh, this guy's horrendous. He's terrible. It's an awful game." The guy sitting right next to you might be going, "Oh, he's the best player on the field." So it's like we all see it so different, yet we're all watching the same exact game. Um, Eric Overland is saying cheering for Mexican teams. Peter Brown, you have to though in this tournament. You have to, even if it pains you. Couple things from Mr. Krabs. This is interesting. Speaking of FC Juarez, our old pal Rodolfo Pizarro is on that team. I was actually just wondering recently whatever happened to Pizarro. I got a picture with him. Me and Pizarro.
Yeah, I got one too. Unfortunate for him, things just happened the way that they did. He was like the franchise player in the beginning. He was an up and coming star. Unfortunately, the stars didn't align for him, and he nothing went his way. He got to go to Europe though,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out. He's back in Mexico, and he just fizzed out, man. Sucks
Yeah,
for
I mean,
him.
you wonder if Pizarro on this team with these players around him, if he would have had more success. I mean, you would imagine he would. If you've got like Messi next to you, you're probably going to be successful because he can move where Suarez can't. But
Right.
I was actually talking to somebody during the game, and it's just like such a drop off of Suarez from our first year to the second year with him. Now, having said that, he is the assist leader. So at this point, I don't care if he scores. He just needs to give an assist to like Segovia, because it seems like Segovia can maybe pick up the slack.
Yeah, another one that dropped off, Allende. Unfortunately, he hasn't
Yeah.
scored. He's yeah, it's kind of disappointing. His form has gone down. What we're missing now because of the red card. Peluca is no longer going to play the next game either.
So
We're
let's talk about that. Pause right
yeah.
there. What do you guys think about the Peluca red card? I don't. I again, if you watch, if you watch in the game day vlog, not to reference it so much, but hey, go watch it. If you and I know it wasn't my best work. I missed a lot of stuff in that video. That was not my best video, but you know, it is what it is. And I'm also trying to enjoy the game, but it was so soft of a red card. I Here you go. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs saying it was bull crap. I mean, you saw me going through the emotions in the video where I was, you know, saying what foul, all that, and then I looked it back, and then I'm like, well, maybe I don't know. The letter of the law would tell you, okay, you're the last man of defense. You fouled him. You did tug on the jersey a little bit. Therefore, last man of defense. Technically, if it's a foul, it kind of has to be a red card, right? But that's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't think it's a foul.
Yeah, it was so soft. I mean, and the guy obviously threw himself down, trying to make the drama, and it worked because, I think everybody, at least Inter Miami fans, saw it as really soft. He shouldn't have been carded for that. It should have been like, whatever. Obviously he lost the ball or whatever. The guy wasn't gonna get the ball anyway, so he just threw himself and hoped for the best. And it didn't go our way, and that's gonna hurt us in the next game, Peter, because now who are we gonna play? Lujan, who
And
actually
Allen.
played
Well, no, you probably what do? You either put in so I start Allen over Lujan personally.
right.
And then again, watching Twitter, people how everybody sees the game differently. I see comments from people saying, "Oh, Allen is so overrated. You know, people love on him. I don't understand why they love on him only because he's an academy player. Blah blah blah. He sucks." Right? And then the next comments, you know, best player ever. Blah blah blah. We love Allen. No, all that kind of stuff. I mean, we here have had our ups and downs with Allen, but I will say this: he's had the most growth than any player on this team ever. Right? But
Agree.
I would assume you put Allen and Aviles in there. So Allen played this week, right? And next to him was Falcone. So replacing Falcone, I guess you're putting in Aviles, which
Yeah.
you might get another
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, that's that. I was exactly gonna go that way because he's gonna get at least a yellow card,
Yeah, he's
and
good for at least that.
And so yeah, now we're nervous because he can probably get a red card. And that's really, I think we would have had a much better chance, of course, if we had Falcone still in there.
Yeah.
If we had all our guys, I'm thankful we got the point, well, the 2 points, because they got creative with this tournament. But I'm grateful we won the penalties and we got that extra point. But yeah, at the same time, I'm a little bit nervous because Aviles could get in there. Lujan, who actually played well the game
Game
before,
before. Yeah.
yeah,
He
and
surprises you from time to time, but overall, he's not my favorite player.
right, and hopefully he'll still his form will continue to improve because we're going to need it, and there's no way we're going to get any more defenders, at least in the short term. So it's going to be tough for us,
I mean,
man.
we would hope we would get one. We're not getting one for League's Cup for sure, but we would hope we'd get one in the summer transfer window. That it is still open. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because I think there's so much other stuff to talk about. And I don't even know who they would get. I know there's names being thrown around, but for the right now, there's nothing. Like you said, our I mean, they could put in Ryan Saylor.
Yeah, Ryan
He's
Sailor's
not
good up
starting.
there.
That was
Yeah,
tongue in cheek. He's not starting, but he's somebody you could bring off the bench.
right. And I think they should give him a little bit more opportunity, man. I think he deserves. He's already getting up there in the age, so I don't think he'll probably be back next season if they don't give any more opportunity. So they might as well. We're low on defenders right now, so you might as well use
Yeah.
everything.
Look at this. Look at this. I don't know. what's going on. I think it's 2 weeks in a row we have gotten this great honor, this amazing
Wow.
honor. I think it's 2 weeks in a row
Yes.
now, Ed. Mr.
Um,
Julio Caballero is watching
wow.
live.
Wow. That's I'm
Wow.
surprised.
And
Somebody
Julio
pinched
is
me.
saying
I'm
that
dreaming.
we we give him a hard time every game. Inter Miami is wait, what did he say? Hang on. Inter Miami is expected to appeal Maxi Falcone's red card suspension to try and have him reinstated for Wednesday's game versus Pumas. I hope. I hope
I
that
hope so
works.
too.
I hope.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, VAR looked at it and never had the referee go look at the screen. Didn't tell him to go, hey, you might want to take a look at this.
Yeah, which is weird because I think they would have called it back. It was, really soft.
I agree. I agree. Um, but we are, yeah,
It's
assuming he doesn't play, we're in a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, and it's just like it does seem like a Major League Soccer, and in this tournament, there's just everything's going against us. I mean, no penalties, Peter. Mascherano brought it up in the press conference. The not this last one, but the one before, I believe, where we're the only team that hasn't had any penalty calls, and there's been opportunities, but they don't give them. They're not giving them to us, man.
It's weird. I hate to be one of those teams that sits there and says every referee's against us. I hate to be that because it sounds like nothing but a whining, fill in the blank.
What?
Put your
Yeah.
whatever you want to say
Please.
in the middle. Yeah, exactly. Put whatever expletive you want to put in there. But we sound like little whining brats when we do that. But there kind of seems to be a little bit of that here. Something was brought up a few minutes ago. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs said the entire officiating crew was Mexican. I don't think that's fair to MLS teams. I think they've done that for other games too, flipping it. Like I think there's been full MLS crews working a game. There probably shouldn't be a full anything crew. It should probably be a mixed crew for every game. I understand you're going to have the referees from both leagues. I don't think you're going to pull in referees from other leagues. It makes sense to bring in like leagues from the Mexican League and the US unless they are bringing from other. I don't know that. But it should still be mixed. If your main official is Mexican, then have the linesmen being the MLS refs, or maybe your on field is all Mexican, but then the VAR are the MLS. However you want to mix it up. That way there wouldn't be any kind of conspiracy theory thoughts out there.
Agree. They should
One
mix
World
them
One
up.
Goal is saying basically that is unfair. Kevin Gonzalez giving us the update on FC Cincinnati. Is now tied 2-2 against Juarez.
No,
Yeah, not good, not good.
not good. We need Mexican teams to win.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow, sucks
Hey,
having to say that.
yeah. Well, we're currently in second. Of course we're behind Portland. Portland played in their first game. They won 7-0. I forgot who they played, but they beat somebody 7-0.
Oh, was it
That
Portland or wasn't it Seattle?
no Portland.
Wow.
Phil Neville stepping up.
Yeah, Neville's
Um,
just making something out of nothing.
yeah, so now they've played 2 games. They've won both games. You know, you could look at like, are we playing the harder teams? I don't know. But interesting thing, and I brought this up. That did you know that Necaxa, who we just played, it has their own Hulu show or FX show. It
Really
premieres like in a few days.
nice.
It's kind of like
Maybe they'll have something about this game.
probably not because it was probably already filmed and edited like from previous year. But
Okay.
am I getting it wrong? See, Kevin saying Seattle beat 7-0. But I
See,
thought didn't
Peter.
Portland didn't. Everybody's correcting me. I guess I was wrong. I
Yeah.
guess I was wrong. I was. Okay, you were right, Ed. You were right.
Do not doubt the veracity of my verbosity.
Okay, you were right. I thought it was Portland. So hang on. What was Portland's first game? I'm now going to look at the.
They
Now I
did
just want
win
to
though.
know. Now I want
They're
to
the only
know.
team that's won twice.
What's that?
They're the
Okay,
only team that's won twice.
they are, but they did do a good job. It wasn't 7-0. But their first game against ASL, whoever that is, they won 4-0. And then in their second game, I don't know where it is. Their second game. It's hard to scroll and look for the stuff while we're doing the show.
I hear you.
Oh, the second game was 1-0.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was 4-0 and
A
then
win's a
1-0.
win.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. When oh yeah, Mr. Krabs is saying about Necaxa.
Yeah. Eva Longoria and Ryan Reynolds are partial owners. Yeah, there's a group of like famous people that have like a stake in the team, and Eva Longoria's production company, along with Ryan Reynolds, but her production company is the main company that is doing this show, but it's kind of like almost like a spin-off of Welcome to Wrexham. So you imagine it's going to be something similar to that, but
But in
around
Spanish,
Necaxa. I keep
right?
seeing the commercials for it. It looks interesting. I'll watch it. I watched Welcome to Wrexham. I'm behind on that show. I watched like the first 2 seasons and then I kind of stopped. I got to get back into it. But
They should have done this thing back in the '90s when Necaxa was like a powerful team,
but
and
I
they
think
even
that's
beat
why
Real
they're
Madrid.
but that's why they're doing it now. It's a more interesting story because apparently and look, I don't know anything about Necaxa. I did a Google search and I found out that over recent years they're a troubled team. You know, ownership changes and they've had a lot of issues. And so that makes for a better show.
Right, right. That's true.
You know, but we need one of those shows. Ryan Reynolds, bring us welcome to Miami. Welcome to Wrexham.
There,
Welcome to Miami.
I mean, we got
Bienvenidos a
everything.
Miami.
We got yeah. Oh, I like that.
We got we'll get Will Smith to do
There
the
you go.
theme song.
Well, and he could dance and and do his thing, man. But yeah, I mean, we need a show for Inter Miami, man. I mean, we
You would
got the
imagine,
goat.
and you said that maybe there be some elements filmed last night for their show. I have a feeling you're right, but it wouldn't be for this season. They would be filming it now, and you would see it next year. You know what I mean? Because everything they filmed probably is from previous years. They got to have time to edit and put a show
Right.
together. So, and I was looking. I was curious if any of those people were going to be at the game yesterday, but I didn't see anybody. But I don't know.
They should have taken advantage and filmed at the Inter Miami game. It would have been cool because even with Messi getting hurt, they could have made some drama there, man.
I know. I mean,
Oh,
why do we not have a camera? Now, they did a little bit of this on Apple TV, when Messi first arrived, and we've had a little bit of that, but maybe
oh,
part of it is the
injury
fact.
update. Leo Messi. Hold on, Peter. I just got it.
Uh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Just can't see you, but we can hear
Oh,
you.
yeah. No, oh no, never mind.
Eric Overland is
It's,
saying Messi Meets America on Apple TV was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. But I mean, imagine having more of that, right? Like,
yeah.
Welcome to Wrexham is like 3 or 4 seasons. So imagine just having more, like following them around because the Messi coming to America story is a great story. Now, here's part of the problem: is a show like that has to invite the cameras into the locker room, and Inter Miami famously did not allow that. So there was that show that MLS created that each week focused on a different team or a different kind of rivalry, and the first one was the I think if I remember correctly, it was an Inter Miami versus LA Galaxy. So there's the drama with Beckham and all that kind of stuff. And they famously, uh, the cameras were gonna go into the locker room following the players, and the door got shut in their face, and basically the bodyguard kind of like stopped them. So you would have to allow cameras in places that the current regime, I guess, of Inter Miami does not want to allow that. So, but it'd be
Yeah.
awesome. A way big tangent that we went off of, but I was jealous when I saw that there's a Necaxa welcome to type of show, and I want that for my team.
Of course, and we should come out in it, Peter. We should be on there and
Well,
doing
One
our
World,
thing.
One Goal agrees with you, says that you and I deserve a show. She says
We
you would be the star.
we could do a lot of drama for your mama, Peter Brown.
Yeah. So, anyways, um, hey, let's to get us back on track to what we were really supposed to be talking about. Let's go to a voicemail.
It's time for your voicemail. Hello?
What's up, mi gente? It's your boy Yankee Yank. I got a lot of bullet points. Gonna try to keep it moving. First off, PB, love the picture of you with the Necaxa fan, with the Lucha Libre mask. Mad respect for the tradition. Little known fact, back in the day, because of the Ecuatoriano Alex Aguinaga, I was actually a Necaxa fan. Traveled to see them play in Azteca just because I wanted to see that man who I thought was an amazing player play. Now, spinning it on to these games, your team's impressed. I'm wishing full recovery to your guy, Messi, who is the face of the league. Hamstrings, I heard it could be a hamstring, can be tricky, but I'm wishing him all the best. Mad props to your team for the way that they still gutted out and got stuff done. I won't say no Messi, no problem, because that's utterly disrespectful and would be silly. But the fact that they dug down, that impressed me. They showed me a little bit more than I thought they had. Last point, really quickly, I know sometimes his dad listens. Noah Allen, at a certain point, I'm wondering how much longer Inter Miami can keep him. At a certain point, 21 years old, at what point are you going to sell him, move him on, give him a chance? He's got that Greek passport. Jump over and play in another league. I just think it's amazing what that kid has done from Pembroke Pines. All right. All y'all, mad love. Holler at you later, players.
Agreed. This is the luchador mask he was referring to. It's in our game day vlog thumbnail. So this, you could see, look at the sweat stains on this. It was hot. That was the only problem with wearing that shirt. I didn't think about that. But
Mm-hmm.
so this is, and Ed would know, this is very unlike me. I may not come across shy on these videos and things like that, but I am a little bit. I'm not comfortable just going up to people I don't know and talking to them. Now, if I know you, I will talk your ear off, right? But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not comfortable going up to complete strangers. That's why we don't have very many interview type of at the stadium interviews. I'm not comfortable going up to strangers. But I saw this guy. My wife was still. I was sitting in the stands just like last week, Ed. I was sitting in the stands a little early, sweating my butt off. My wife was somewhere in the shade, saying, "I'll come once the game starts." Right? She was like in the shade somewhere else. I don't know where. And I just see this guy standing like 10 rows down, and he looks cool and he's waving his flag. So I just went up to him and I just said, "Hey, I love your look. Can I, want to? I got a YouTube channel. Let me get your picture." Or I asked. Super nice guy. He was first Inter Miami game, but his girl, I don't know if his wife or girlfriend, she was wearing an Inter Miami shirt. So it's kind of like a torn household. He's this is his. He wants to cheer for Inter Miami because of Messi, but this is his club, so he had a cool look. You gotta love the luchador. There is a luchador for Inter Miami as well. We've got one in the Southern Legion.
Yeah.
That would have been a good picture. Get the two of those guys together.
Yeah. Maybe they could do a little wrestling right there in the
Yeah,
stands.
that'd be
That
a
would have
good
been cool.
photo.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was talking about Noah Allen and selling Noah Allen. So I thought about that before I heard his voicemail. I was thinking, like, I always talk about what name am I going to get on the back of my shirt because I like to get a name on the back of my jerseys, right? And I'm not like Ed that likes to put he'll put his own name on the back. I don't generally do that because I don't know, it works for you, but I feel silly because I'm not a
Right.
player, and so inevitably I put a player's name on there, and their number changes or something happens. And I actually thought, I kind of said to you, I think you and Julio recently, that I think my new gimmick is going to be local players. Like, I'm not going to put on DePaul, Suarez, things like that. I want to celebrate our local products, right? That was my thought. And my thought was like, hey, you could put like someone like Allen on the back of your shirt next year. Because I already got my shirt for this year with Fafa. So it would be just my luck. I would buy the 2026 jersey. I would put Allen on the back, and then they would sell him.
That's gonna happen.
You know that would
it'll
happen, right?
Once you get that's basically like, the
Kiss of
player's
death.
gone. Something's gonna happen. The number's gonna change, just because that's your luck, Peter. You
Now, you would
just
imagine the number won't change. His number's like 32. That's not exactly a desirable number. It's pretty safe. So
right.
I feel confident that the number would not change, but I am not confident that they wouldn't necessarily sell him. But I don't know. I don't know. Do you think he's ready to be sold? Is he at that point?
Maybe by next year. Depends on how he does this year. But he's young. He's got a European passport. He's very attractive to any league in Europe
So
right now.
are you saying that Noah Allen is attractive?
I'm just saying, the other teams will want
He's a
to pick him
fine
up.
looking young lad.
Yeah, he's a fine lad. He'll do
Uh,
good in you.
in the chat, Julio had mentioned a Messi injury results confirmed, a minor muscle injury in his right leg. His medical clearance will depend on clinical progress in response to treatment. So still, I mean, that's still not official. As much as I love and trust Julio, until it comes from the team, we don't really know. And still, even with something like that, look, when we start getting older, things just take longer to heal. And now he's not that old, but like, he's not as old as me, that like when I get out of bed one day, I just wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I can't move my neck. And it's like, well, what did you do? Nothing. I got up. Now, he's not at that age. He's not that bad, but that's
Right.
my life. And then it takes like 2 weeks for my neck to feel better. So, I know he's not quite to that point, but still, a muscle injury, it could be just like, he's played through a muscle injury. He's had a kind of a muscle injury for a while that he's just played with. Hopefully, it's only like that.
Hopefully.
So, but you just don't know, because thoughts. He's not playing Wednesday, right? I mean, that's that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe they'll hold him back since we're just gonna play Orlando, whatever. So just have him miss that game too.
Yeah. One World, One Goal is talking to Alan. She said he's cute. All right. I always thought that the cute one on the team was, at one point my daughter was single, and we've talked about in the show that there was a meet and greet with Kromoski, and I was trying to get my daughter to come with us, because I was like, if he sees my daughter, she's pretty, so they might, I might create a connection.
Right. More connection for you than for her, though, Peter.
Oh yeah. Well, I would totally use the relationship to my benefits completely.
Oh man, Peter, it's wrong in so many ways. But let's move on. Bang, I would have been all for it too, man. I would have taken advantage too. Let's put it that way.
Caesar's checking in. Saw Caesar at the game last night. He had really good seats, but man, he was in the sun, because he was sitting 5th row in section 116. So that's one section over from where we sit. And so it's close to where we sit, but further down. So he was directly in the sun. Like, we might get a little bit of shade. He got nothing. It was hot where Caesar, but he had nice up close, great seats that Caesar had. Nick Smith reporting in. Cincy going to penalties. We need them to lose. Yes, we do. But either way, they've now earned at least 1 point.
Yeah, which isn't good for us. But yeah, let them lose the penalties. Cross your fingers, folks. Cross them fingers.
So Cincinnati, if they get 1 point, that puts them, in the category with Minnesota, Columbus, Orlando, right? So that would give them the 4 points. So assuming that, and they're playing, are they the ones that are playing Juarez? Is that what the game is?
I think so.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, here
Juarez.
it is.
Come on, Juarez.
Am I saying it right? Juarez? How
Yeah, you did it good.
the
Juarez.
gringo in me?
Yeah, you did perfect.
So yeah. If they win, it gives them 5, and that puts them right with us. I'm not sure if it's above or below us. I'd have to look at the goal differentials.
Yeah.
But
Oh, there it is. You can see it down there.
Nick Smith has already done the work. He's already, or somebody else has done it for him, saying that if they lose the pens, then we are ahead of them. Yeah, but I'm curious, if they win the penalties, where are they? Are they ahead of us?
Yeah, I just saw in that list you have right there. I see Cincinnati. They've got 0 goal. Oh no, doesn't say.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Eric
say the
Overland
goals.
having a good laugh at Juarez, whatever. I don't know how to say it.
Hey man, as long as our team advances, that's all that matters.
I will say at the last game, I don't know why this popped into my head. There wasn't quite as many Necaxa fans at Chase Stadium as there was for Atlas. There was more Atlas fans. There was a nice big section of Atlas fans chanting and singing along with their national anthem and all that kind of stuff. At this game, they did have the same section. They had a nice banner over there for Necaxa, but no people. So no people.
Yeah,
They were more scattered. They were sitting amongst the fans, but it wasn't as
right.
many.
Necaxa used to be, if I'm not mistaken, in Mexico City. Then they moved to Aguascalientes, which is a smaller town. Maybe that has to do with it. Guadalajara is pretty big. It's the second biggest city in Mexico, so they got a lot of people. Therefore, a
Right.
lot of fans.
Nick Smith has done the work, saying since he scored 3 their first game, so they'd be 1 goal ahead on differential if they win in penalties. So we need them to lose. And speaking of penalties, though, I've talked a lot of crap about Nova Rios and how I had said, not in this game day vlog because I edited it out. But in the game day vlog before that, I did make some comment that I have no faith in him in a penalty shootout. And look at him. He saved he saved one, and he got us the win. Although let's be honest, that Suarez penalty, it just barely made it in the goal. Like, it was going over. But it went
Suarez
in.
is yeah. But hey, he made it in, and he for him. Thankfully, we're through, so we got that extra point.
Rocco has done great for a third string. So one thing I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit is, so when you see your biggest player, and this kind of went through my head and it's going across the ticker right now, Leagues Cup, is it worth the risk? So many people really dislike this tournament. There is so much hatred for this tournament. I don't fully understand why, other than the only reason I can think that so many people dislike it is because it came at the expense of the US Open Cup, right? So the MLS teams do not really give the US Open. They don't want to play in the US Open Cup. They tried to get out of it. They haven't been able to fully get out of it. They don't want to play in it. And everybody acts upset. But yet, let's be honest, nobody was going to the Open Cup games. The Leagues Cup games aren't the best attended games either, but I think they're still doing better than the Open Cup games. So, but that's the only reason I can kind of think that why people dislike the Leagues Cup, because it came at the expense of the Open Cup. But people clearly don't like it. And so when you hear Francisco giving his thoughts, it's a tournament made by Apple to make money and for Inter Miami to sell more kits. Okay, so what's the difference between any other tournament? Every tournament is to make money. Don't kid yourself. I mean, and everybody says, people will say, it's a cash grab. They're all cash grabs. It's it's a fabricated tournament. Well, every tournament had to be fabricated at some point. It takes a long time for it to become a tradition. So I'm not saying I love or hate it, but I'm just curious where the hatred comes from. And when you think of all the hatred, and then you see your star player go down, you have to go, is it worth it? Is it worth, okay, you get Champions Cup berth. 3 teams are going to make it into the Champions Cup, which then the winner of that gets the opportunity to go into the the Club World Cup. So there's some things, but yeah, here every oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, every tournament is a cash grab. Exactly. So what are your thoughts, Ed?
Yeah, I mean, there are advantages. I mean, you get to the to advance to the Champions Cup. I think you said right, and
Yeah,
that U.S.
CONCACAF
I think
Champions
US,
Cup.
oh, CONCACAF, yeah, U.S. Open Cup don't they give you a berth too?
If you win the U.S. Open Cup, you get the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Yeah, but I think it's like one. Whereas this tournament, they made it. Look, the leagues made this tournament matter more in the fact that there's 3 CONCACAF Champion Cup berths. Plus, I forget how much money. It's like $1 million, maybe. There's money up for grabs, right? I don't remember the exact amount of money. Here, like Nick Smith is saying, I just want Miami to get top 3 to secure the Champions Cup. Right, exactly. So I don't know. I just and it's bugging me as I'm watching this tournament because I am watching a lot of the games. Can't watch them all, but I'm watching a lot of them. And I'm watching most of them in empty stadiums. I will tell you, Atlanta United does not care about the Club World Cup, and they don't care about Leagues Cup because the games for both of those tournaments in Atlanta, nobody is going.
Yeah, people
And
don't care.
that's a club that has support. They generally, now they may not be playing as great as they right now, but that is a club that can bring in 40,000 people or more. Nobody's
And
going.
they need to start doing something quick, man, because I mean, if this is any sign of things to come, they got on their own, but the team hasn't been able to, turn things around. And people could lose interest. They used to be known as a fair weather fan city. So same thing could happen. That's how we are too, man. Once Messi's gone, we're gonna see how things really go.
Yeah, exactly. It's so I don't know how they make this. So the one I know one reason I've also seen that people don't like this tournament, and I would agree with this, is the fact that it seems lopsided that all games are in the US. If you want this tournament to really matter, then some games need to be in Mexico.
It's all about the money. The dead presidents, Peter Brown.
Because
They
yeah,
need more money here.
the Mexican clubs realize they can make more money here than there.
Yep, they make American dollar, and the American dollar is
Dollar,
still
dollar,
stronger than
dollar.
the Mexican peso. So it's all about the dead presidents. All them Benjamins, man. They want that money.
Yeah. So I mean, you could blame Apple TV, but really you got to blame the Mexican League, Liga MX, and MLS. I mean, of course, Apple wanted tournaments, and I think somebody in the chat said Apple is not showing the club to the Open Cup. They could if they wanted. They could have bought it. I mean, they could.
Yeah.
Paramount's showing some games, if I remember correctly, previously when that tournament was going on. So I mean, they could have. They just chose not to. One World One Goal thinks you're funny.
Hey, I try.
Francisco is saying, as far as the tournament goes, my guess is that MLS and MX want to make a tourney without CONCACAF interference, which means more money for them and not having other countries involved, kind of like the European Super League. Well, 100%. Yeah, I get that. But, if you want to make my concern is curiosity is making the fans care, right? Because, again, if you see your star player go down and nobody seems to care about this tournament, why are we even playing him? I mean, okay, the CONCACAF Champions Cup berths, but nobody seems to care, and this tournament is getting so much hate. I think the easy answer is to place. Would it be to play a home and away? But then if you do a home and away, then it feels like you're doing the Champions Cup. then it feels like Champions Cup. It's too similar to Champions Cup.
Yeah, it's also a lot of travel. I mean, Mexican teams are
It would
traveling
last
anyway.
a lot longer than a month.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they're trying to do, what makes them more money, less drama, and more money. That's what it comes down to, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Krabs says even the Liga MX official wanted this to be held in U.S. There you go.
They
Hey, and
split the league.
you mentioned what happens when Messi leaves. Rumors are now some people are reporting this as it's fact. It is not fact yet until Inter Miami reports it, right? But the rumors are Messi's going to sign for another, what did it say, 3 years?
To 2028, I believe.
I think it was
3
a
years.
3-year contract, but the rumor was that 2026 he's in, right? 2027 and 2028 years were optional. Like he could opt out if he so choose. Like I guess if you're old and you're like, I'm not really feeling it, I quit. Right? He has that opportunity. Right. But so the rumors are we've got him through the end of 2028.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like a 41-year-old Messi running around there?
If he can still play, somewhat as well as he's doing right now, that would be wonderful.
If he could walk the field with a few magic passes, why not, right?
Right. If he could still do, still rocks it, all the better. If he can't, then we got issues.
Yeah. Hey, good news here. 2 things. Good news here. Cincinnati lost.
All right. That's awesome for us. We don't need them to.
Evander was stopped on a penalty, it sounds like.
Good. That'll bring him back down to earth.
Yeah. As far as Messi, I think Bruno is saying that still in his prime and he's barely trained with the team. He's talking about DePaul because there was conversation about DePaul in the chat, asking our opinions on DePaul. I'll say DePaul's looks good, but if you as I'm watching the game, I'm complaining about DePaul a lot. Like you heard in the game day vlog, me saying something to the effect like, "That's what we're paying $17 million for," because he's doing good in some ways, but then other times I see him just totally goof the pass or the ball, and I'm just like, "Nah, come on, I expect more."
Right.
And I know he's not known as being a goal scorer, but I still expect him to set everybody else up then.
Right, and well, at least last game he did, Peter. So
I know, but I wasn't. If you watch the game day vlog, I wasn't feeling it at the time.
Right.
Those are
just when you're there, different.
That's the fun thing about those vlogs too, is that's our raw. Whether you're doing it or whether I'm doing it, that's our raw emotions at the time. Sometimes our emotions are wrong at the time, but that's what we're feeling.
Right, and people do complain. People that have been watching our vlogs, they will put messages and say, "Peter, you don't know what you're talking about," or "It's
of course
crazy." Right. So
of course. Hey, super chat from our friend Caesar, $5 super chat. Thank you, Caesar. Oh, look at that fireworks show you got, Ed. Leagues Cup should be played as a preseason tournament to avoid mid-season fatigue and injuries. Great to see you and the missus yesterday. So preseason the problem is we're not on the same schedule as Liga MX, right? So preseason for who? Preseason for us, okay, fine, that makes sense. But then we're in that same situation. That was I know that's one of the arguments quite often with the CONCACAF Champions Cup is that quite often we're playing those tournaments when our players are not in mid-season form. Meanwhile, Mexican clubs are. And so we don't generally do well in that tournament. The common argument is that fact that we're in preseason form. So I think the idea of it being a preseason tournament, I like when we change our schedule. Right?
I got you. I'm with you on that.
All right. As far as the DePaul thing, people are defending him. RDP is literally who kept us in the game besides Rocco. I know.
Yeah.
YC said he's only arrived last week.
You know what you're talking about.
That's what he's telling me. That's what he's telling me. I know. And again, I'm keep in mind too when I'm doing those game day vlogs, and you know, Ed, because you do it. You end up watching the game through your phone, which is not ideal,
Unfortunate.
right? So we
It is.
miss things all the time, and but my initial reaction when I'm watching some of these games is like, he screwed that one up. Oh, he screwed that one up, you know. But I agree with Wycia is that he just arrived, so it can only get better. Oh, somebody's asking about my red nose. I was at the pool all day. I was out in the pool all day, so a little sun.
They're saying you look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I know. That's what they're saying, Rudolph. Hey, I was in the sun. What can I tell you?
You were just chilling, and Peter was saying he just ran out of beer, so that's got to be terrible.
Last one. But that's good because I shouldn't be drinking anything during the week. This is just for the weekends. So, here Francisco says about DePaul. He was with Tinny in some sunny beach 10 days ago. He's got to get back in shape. Hey, having said that, for a guy that was in off-season form, he came in his first game, played 90 minutes. I mean, guys don't generally come in great form in those situations. And he honestly has. He looks good. And one world, one goal saying he was only off for 5 weeks. He could self-train. He's good. He wasn't off for that long, but still, you see quite often players that come from Europe in the summer transfer window and they're sluggish. They're a little bit out of shape. Maybe they've had a few burgers in those 5 weeks, and you know, yeah. Remember Higuain getting fat?
Oh yeah, like he got a lot of criticism. So last season though, he did pretty well.
Yeah. My wife gave him a lot of criticism. All right. Well, Ed, what do we have coming up? We got another
the
video coming up.
construction video coming out. We're going to be doing the Spanish show later on tonight with Marco.
Nice.
So we got plenty of videos. And you've got the game on Wednesday, right?
Yeah. So we'll hopefully have a game day vlog. I'll be honest. I was flip-flopping if I was going to do it or not, because I'm bringing a secret weapon to that game, Ed. I'm bringing my brother.
Oh.
My brother is in from Oklahoma,
Wow.
and he's coming to the game with me on Wednesday. And he's been a lucky charm when he has come to the games.
That's what I was going to say. He is our lucky charm. Every time we used to go to the games with him, we would win. So, dude, tell him I said hello. We missed him. And
he's in from Oklahoma, and he's coming to the game with me on Wednesday. So I was debating if I would video or not, or if I would just have good family time with my brother. We'll see. I don't know. Hey, depends on how good the last vlog does. If it continues to do well, I'll do another. If nobody cares, then why am I going to bother?
Exactly.
So, all right. So anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Oh, and also one of the things I liked in the last video is so many people watching from all around the world. And I really, if you haven't put in there in the chat, like where you're watching from us, you know, everybody from Orlando to India and every place in between. So that was really fun to see all of you guys watching from all over the world. So, Francisco, real quick, he says he got scared. He thought the secret weapon was a vuvuzela. A vuvuzela? What? Why would you bring one of those back?
Wow,
why would you even think that?
10. Man. South Africa.
You know what? Back in the days of the Miami Fusion, I might have had one. I never brought it to the game, but I did have one. Anyways, thanks as I started going down this path. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Go watch the construction video that will be up tomorrow, and then on Thursday or maybe late Wednesday night, you might see the game day vlog. So tune in, everybody, and thanks so much for watching. See you next time.